measure of Alex Ferguson's appreciation of what he saw from his reshuffle. Close to recovery, but not risked with two potentially critical league games and the FA Cup final to come after today.
Well, I wasn't sure, Martin, whether it was going to be Butt or Scholes that would be sacrificed for the return of Paul Ince, but I think the importance being on scoring goals, he's kept Paul Scholes in the lineup to play from a deeper position behind Hughes and behind Cole, but to make forward darting runs to get involved in the play. Particularly, I think Sharp will break left and he will provide ammunition, and it's from that side that I expect to see Coles bombing into the box along with McClare, who will get forward. Ince will anchor, as we know he can do so well, in that midfield. Watch for Gary Neville today with that bit of space outside Brian McClare. If McClare gets it, he'll look to be just tickling balls down that right hand side, and watch for Gary Neville to be bombing up that side.
With Sheffield Wednesday still not mathematically safe, Trevor Francis has picked a team with tenacity in mind. Chris Waddle is back on the bench where he's been for recent away games at Crystal Palace and Coventry. Graham Hyde and John Sheridan both missed the last match at Southampton, but both are fit again. And yesterday, the player of the season, Peter Atherton, passed a fitness test on a twisted ankle.
Well, it's a back four that's played an awful lot of games this year, and I think will be tested quite a lot. Of course, in Des Walker, they have a man who has certainly the pace to keep alongside Andy Cole. I just wonder, though, in games that I've watched Wednesday, they have tended to push up from the back and leave space in behind. I just think against Manchester United here at Old Trafford, that might prove fatal. That'll be an interesting thing to see if they drop off deep or whether they push up. Sheridan, vitally important. If he plays in the way he can and gets on the ball, it could cause problems. One doubt, they don't have real pace up front. I think we might find Manchester United will push high up the pitch as possible, because I don't think they'll be too worried about Bright and Whittingham's pace in it behind them. But the one thing the two frontmen can do is, given a chance, they can score.
The Premiership flag continues to fly at Old Trafford. Will it be flying here next season? Certainly the supporters that I've been speaking to today are very confident, and with the aid of the public address system, the right sort of mood is being conjured up. But whatever happens over the next few days, it's a tribute to Manchester United's desire for success, that they've stayed in the hunt for honours, with controversy never too far away during the course of the season. They're always under the microscope, Manchester United. Sometimes they come up a bit short under such scrutiny, but they've lived with these tensions a lot longer than Blackburn. And if there are any extra Ewood Park nerves, well, Newcastle, Andy, will want to exploit them tomorrow night.
Well, that's right. I mean, Blackburn will be sitting watching this game wondering about Manchester United. To be fair, in the last 4 league games, they've only managed to score in one of them, I think, against Arsenal, Martin. So that is something that's in the back of their minds, and I think that's because teams have arrived here recently, defended deep, and said to Manchester United, without Cantona, without that piece of magic that he can produce, break us down if you can. And I think United have found it difficult to do that.
Without the thrust of Kanchelskis.
Exactly. I mean, those are the two top goal scorers before Cole's arrival, Kanchelskis and Cantona. Suddenly you don't have them. You don't have the lightning pace wide on the right of Kanchelskis. You don't have that, the exquisite skills of Cantona, who could basically open a tin of beans at times with that right foot of his, picking passes out. And I think they've suffered a little from that at home in recent weeks.
Well, Sheffield Wednesday themselves have come here from 2 goalless draws, to suggest, well, they're struggling obviously to get an extra goal or 2 to get them out of trouble, but that they are hard to break down.
Well, they will. They'll set the stall out. Come and beat us if you can. It's up to you. You want the title. I think they will be saying we are quite safe. We've got 48 points. That shouldn't mean that they're going to struggle and be relegated. But they'll be saying, hey, we're here to enjoy it. I think if you're a Sheffield Wednesday player, you'd be loving this.
I'd like to take issue with you on that, because I don't think they think they are safe.
I think
it's easy for us, maybe, from the neutral perspective.
Yeah. I understand the mathematics suggest that they're not 100% safe, but I would be surprised if 48 points isn't safe.
They have got one last card to play after today, a home game against Ipswich. So Paul Ince is there, back in the side, back as captain.
I think a good piece of kidology there from Alex Ferguson. Talking in midweek, should I keep the same side? I don't think there was any doubt in his mind. that that man there would be back in his side.
It's a break, of course, with his superstition to lead the team out. He likes to come out last. He certainly likes to come out with his shirt off. But Sheffield Wednesday have been depicted as lambs to the slaughter here, but they are one of only 6 clubs to beat United in this Premiership season. There are no formalities in such a fierce competition. And remember that 3 of the last 4 games here at Old Trafford have been draws, and a draw is no use to Manchester United today. Manchester United breathing down the necks of Blackburn, the champions with the chance to get even closer this afternoon. Sheffield Wednesday stand in their way. It's live after the break.
Alex Ferguson, Manchester United are in the last chance saloon. They have to beat Sheffield Wednesday today. Can they? Match commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
The referee is Paul Durkin, remembered here at Old Trafford, where he disallowed Tim Sherwood's apparent equaliser for Blackburn when the top 2 met here in January. The pitch is a tribute to the groundsman Keith Kent. It's been voted the best in the Premiership. The weather is much more to the players' liking. It's certainly not as sweltering as it was yesterday. The sun has gone behind the clouds. There's a little bit of breeze around as well. The season has 1 week to run and the race is still not won. Manchester United resuming their pursuit. Andy Cole, who really has set up this particular fixture with his contribution at Coventry. Back goes Pallister. Sheffield Wednesday still amongst the sides technically in trouble. They have up their sleeves that home game with Ipswich next weekend. Trevor Francis has had to live with a lot of speculation about his future as manager, but he's done that with dignity. Whittingham. Here's Atherton, who's been a good signing by Trevor Francis, voted by the fans as the player of the season, with Graham Hyde in second place. It's not been the star names who've impressed for Sheffield Wednesday this season. Atherton came from Coventry, you'll recall. Here's Mark Bright. That's Bart-Williams with the shots. Schmeichel, of course, has this record of not conceding a league goal here this season, not, in fact, for 13 months now.
Not a bad record. I just wonder though, I would have thought Alex Ferguson would have been keen to get a quick start today. Really, everyone, as you say, has been fired up all around the ground, Mark, the supporters. And it's actually Sheffield Wednesday, really, who have jumped the gun a little and had a nice, bright opening couple of minutes.
Sheridan, who will tell you quietly that he is a Manchester United supporter, but not for the next 90 minutes. Walker's header. Hughes. United trying to get going here through Irwin. They have found goals hard to come by in recent home games. 3 goalless draws here in the last 4 matches. Bart-Williams. Gary Neville, whose younger brother Philip is a substitute today. Lovely control by Cole, who really seems to have found his best form at a time when Manchester United really need it. Irwin. Hughes making a run across the penalty area. Cole almost runs for Sharp. Atherton. Chris Woods did keep it in. Paul Durkin, who was much nearer to the incident, had a look across at his linesman.
But we've got a much better view. That looked a mile out to me. Try and play a little 1-2 in the edge of the box, and well, that's out to me, and anybody's money, that's wide.
Neville, awkward on the bounce. Woods, who's back in the Sheffield Wednesday goal, as he has been recently with Kevin Pressman needing a hernia operation. But Woods has done well. 5 clean sheets in 6 starts. since he's been back in first-team action.
He's a good goalkeeper, Mark. It's as simple as that. That wasn't an easy save from Gary Neville. Sat up, and Cole was right in his face.
Sharp ball for Owen. Well, it's a corner.
Yeah, not the goalkeeper's touch, so the defender. Took a nick off the defender on the way through. And it could quite easily have deflected into the net. Super run from Irwin. But just there, Des Walker just clips him, brushes his chest. And that could quite easily have ended up in the corner. Just strikes it across him.
Lee Sharp will take the corner. David May's come up. Alistair's flick. Hit May! It stayed out.
Well, what a save. What a save from Chris Woods. That's point blank. David May can't miss, you think. I think the ex-England goalkeeper gets a right hand to this and keeps the header out. Now just watch it. There it goes. Off the post. And he gets a bit of help from Nolan. But that's a magnificent reaction save from the goalkeeper. And this is the fast start that I thought Alex Ferguson would want.
Scholes with another corner. Off the head of Pearce. Back to Scholes again. Pass Bright. May! David May this time.
Super run from Scholes, and he really picks out David May, but I don't think Mark Bright does enough here. He just skips past them very comfortably, and they don't learn the lesson. He gave May acres of space with a header a minute ago. Now just watch David May. He just pulls off the defenders. Look at the blue and white shirts. No one really picking up anybody. He just uses the pace on the ball, opens up his right foot, side foots it on target, and this time Chris Woods can't keep it out.
And the former Blackburn Rovers defender in his first season with Manchester United scores here on a day when United simply have to win, otherwise his former employees will be moving in on the title. It will mean so much to Manchester United to get an early goal. And what are they thinking at Ewood Park? But David May has scored it.
Well, the sense were up all around the place for this game. Now, 5 minutes gone in the 1-up. Well, I think Sheffield have got a really tough job on now. And his ex-teammates won't be thanking him for that. You bet your life.
Sheffield Wednesday's free kick. A little bit of argy-bargy between Hughes and Sheridan. It went on after the free kick was taken. There's May doing what he's in the team to do. Well, Steve Bruce has contributed so many important goals for Manchester United. You might remember a couple of years ago to beat Sheffield Wednesday here to set up the belief that the title could be won after that gap of 26 years. Well, it's the stand-in for Bruce today. Hughes. Neville. Paul Scholes played such a prominent part in the goal as well. Alex Ferguson thrilled with the contribution of some of his younger players this season. And Scholes giving him more to applaud. Here's Hyde. Goes behind off May for a Sheffield Wednesday corner.
Well, he scored the goal, David May, but I think he'll be far happier if he plays well defensively for Manchester United today.
What we should point out, Andy, is that David May had some problems earlier in the season here, but playing at right back, which isn't his preferred position. He believes he's a centre-back. He's got the chance to impress. He did a very tidy job at Coventry on Monday. He's back on his feet quickly here.
I don't think in my wildest dreams Alex Ferguson signed David May to play right back now.
Whittingham. Sheridan. Free kick to Wednesday. Foul by Hughes, who suggests that Sheridan dives, booking for Hughes.
Yeah, that might be something to do with what went on a couple of minutes earlier when Sheridan and Mark Hughes had a little word with each other, a little scuffle in the centre circle.
Sheridan with the free kick, and Schmeichel was sailing out. Whittingham came in behind him. John Sheridan, who's a good supplier in these set-piece situations.
He's normally very assured, Peter Schmeichel, but really gets right underneath this one. Whittingham just pulls in, trying to pull into the back of Dennis Irwin. It's only a couple inches too high for Guy Whittingham. But we can have a look at the goal. And I think the problem, they don't clear the corner. And Mark Bright decides he's going to go out, but no one goes with him. It's a 1 against 1. No one goes and makes it double banks on Scholes. He pulls a lovely ball back. Now it's a super finish from me, very controlled.
Well, Bright took the decision to go out. If he'd stayed put, would he have been the one to pick up May, I wonder?
Yeah, he might well have done, but had he not made the decision, then Paul Scholes had plenty of time and space to pick out anybody then.
And here is Bright, whose contract is up at the end of the season. Nolan. Bart-Williams. Sheridan. Hyde. Here's Michael Williams. He's been in the team recently to give some grit in midfield. He's a 25-year-old, the number 25. Comes from Bradford. Well, the situation is splendid in the context of the championship race. The setting is splendid. A marvellous playing surface. A full house at Old Trafford. And, as they say, everything to play for. Whittingham. It's got to Bart-Williams. Bright goes in. Oh, he's missed it, but the flag was up.
Well, that won't make... Oh, it'll make them feel a little better, but it's still glorious opportunity. Mark Bright didn't realise he was offside. But this was good build-up. Whittingham, they suck in Dennis Irwin. And he just plays it wide, and Bart-Williams just rolls it in there. I'm not so sure if he is offside. It was a very, very tight decision. But the one thing we do know, he's leaning right back. He's never got the ball under control. I think they've been quite bright early on Sheffield Wednesday, Martin. Like, they struggled to clear 2 corners and paid the real penalty for that. But general play has been quite good.
Well, their season had picked up after Christmas, and then as we saw, that penalty shootout catastrophe at Wolves in the FA Cup when they were 3-0 up in the shootout, a complete collapse after that. And that looks now, with the wisdom of hindsight, a very significant evening in Sheffield Wednesday's season. They've played 13 matches since then and only won twice. Of course, on April the 1st, they were humiliated at Hillsborough 7-1 by Nottingham Forest. Forest probably didn't get the credit that their football deserved. They were stupendous on the day. Here's Pallister, 1-0 to Manchester United. David May the scorer. Sheridan's header. Bart-Williams. Whittingham pulling to the left. Can't get the cross over the head of Gary Neville. Bart-Williams. He's another who may be on the point of leaving Sheffield Wednesday at the end of the season. It's his cross that Bright tries to locate. As the sun comes out and the temperature goes up.
And my coat comes off.
Well, the suit looks better than the coat.
Steady on.
Right, Ferguson in the club blazer as usual.
think he might be a little concerned. I mentioned I thought they started bright, Sheffield Wednesday, and I think he's a little bit concerned in the midfield area.
Hughes to Scholes, who certainly in the opening phase of this game is the one in behind the front two. He's got Clare and Ince and Sharp trying to operate as a three, although Sharp loves to take up the wider position. And Scholes going hunting the ball, trying to drop it over the top of Des Walker. Well, he did that, but Woods read it well. Walker had the speed to recover, as one would expect, his terrific turn of pace. Hughes chasing this time. It's back to Woods from Pearce.
I would think the two Sheffield Wednesday centre-backs will be concentrating, trying to play man for man. You would imagine Andy Pearce will be the one to get tangled with Hughes whenever possible, and Des Walker the one whose pace they'll hope will cope with Andy Cole.
Bart-Williams turning back Leicester well and still going. It's holding him up. Across from Nolan. Well, if Sheffield Wednesday came here with one eye on containment, the conceding of the early goal will necessitate a change in their philosophy.
They've got good footballers in the midfield area in Hyde, Sheridan, and particularly Bart-Williams. And there's still some signals coming from the United bench, Martin. They're still trying to work out what they're going to do in that midfield area.
Certainly, Michael Williams and Chris Bart-Williams are prepared to play in a narrowish formation to give them four in there against the three. And that may be an area that's particularly under the microscope, as you say, Andy, for Alec Ferguson. Whether there's an injury problem, Nicky Butt has been doing some limbering up on the touchline.
I think he might have been a messenger, Martin. Sent out, run up and down the touchline, have a quick word with Dennis Irwin, tell him what's required. I think they've just said to Brian McClare, you're going to have to push a little bit further wide. We're a little bit concerned that Chris Bart-Williams is getting on the ball a bit. And Paul Scholes, you're going to have to do a little bit more work in the central midfield area.
Sheridan. Atherton. Sheffield Wednesday switching it to their right-hand side, not too much trust there. Trouble the likes of Irwin and Sharp. Pearce leaning on Hughes, but he wriggled free. There was a foul. The referee played the advantage. McClare. Harry Neville is well forward. Cole going in on the cross, Sharp behind him.
There's half a chance. Difficult one. Peter Atherton may have just got something on this cross. But Atherton's attracted into Cole and it leaves Sharp totally free. Perhaps a little touch there just made the difference. Didn't quite arrive on the half volley.
Bart-Williams. Certainly plenty of bodies around the ball for Manchester United in midfield then. Not the best of kicks from Woods, but it drops here for Atherton. Sheridan trying to pull the strings high. Bright. Cutting his ankles tapped by Neville.
That little bit of football there when Sheridan was rolled in, the ball was rolled into Sheridan, attracted Paul Ince, just popped it off to Graham Hyde, who was just in advance of him, and suddenly they're in at United's back four. I think that's what's causing a little bit of concern to Alec Ferguson.
Sheridan touches off the free kick for Hyde, and that was always a slice. Well, Sheffield Wednesday early in the season were good enough to beat Manchester United 1-0 at Hillsborough. David Hurst, in one of his rare appearances these days, got the winner then. He's had a recurrence of knee trouble. Trevor Francis has been unlucky, and he's hardly had the services of Hurst really over the last 3 seasons. Here's Cole. Hughes. Leclerc turns, and as he spun into the shot, Chris Woods was very alert again.
Well, that all started because Des Walker got on the wrong side of Andy Cole. I always think centre-back should be on the inside here. When you watch Des Walker's position, look, he's on the outside of Andy Cole. Cole uses his body beautifully and turns in. Couple of little flicks. They don't quite clear it. Then McClare strikes a good shot, but it's comfortable in the end for Chris Woods.
Brian McClare has made a habit in his time with Manchester United of scoring against Sheffield Wednesday. He's got a dozen goals against them since he came south from Scotland, and he was nearly a thorn in their side again.
And they've definitely gone more of a 4 in midfield, Martin. We thought the Scholes would play behind the front two, but he's definitely playing now in a central midfield role, and I'm sure he'll be breaking from there. And Brian McClare's pushed a little bit further out onto the right-hand side. Lee Sharp obviously on the left.
And that's a reaction to what Sheffield Wednesday have done so far. But here's Scholes, and he's scuffed that one. But he's come off the production line here, which is such an effective one. Manchester United's current crop of youth players have reached the FA Youth Cup final again. They're playing Tottenham. You'll see the first leg live on Sky Sports on Thursday, this coming Thursday. And Gary Neville will be a supporter. His younger brother Phil is the captain of that youth team. Characters, including the son of Ray Clements, but he's a midfield player, not a goalkeeper. Here's Pallister. Now Sharp. Well, that's why perhaps Alec Ferguson has made that midfield alteration. Sheffield Wednesday with plenty of possession, Manchester United with the 1 goal.
Plenty of possession, but I think they've fallen down in the last third. No real penetration as yet to really trouble Manchester United at the back. But enough possession to worry their boss.
Owen. Here's McClare. Hughes. The corner. He's just peeling off Andy Pearce then. Very space for the shot.
Very similar to Des Walker and Andy Coleman. Again, the centre-back, really, whether he's thinking to try and pinch in that, but he really makes Hughes his mind up by going into well, I think it's a poor position for a centre-back.
Here's Scholes. Well, Sheffield Wednesday were slow to react then. Walker and Nolan were 2 culprits. Well, it looks to me as though Philip Neville is getting ready to come on.
Is he a right-sided player, man?
Well, he's played 2 games in the first team, started them both at left back, but he's someone who can play at right back or in the centre of defence. Maybe perhaps required to go to play at centre back.
I see the number 12, yeah. I see the number 12. And that's who he's definitely coming on for.
Free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. The substitution will be made here. But what a switch in emotions for David May. The thrill of scoring the opening goal here, but he's lasted only 23 minutes before having to be substituted. But what an afternoon for the Neville family. It's the first time that Phil and Gary Neville have been on the pitch together in the first team, and what a crucial match it is for them. The young brigade get even younger. 18-year-old Phil Neville, but he's gone to right back, and the senior Neville has gone to centre-half. That's Williams.
More important position, centre-back. The experienced player is 20. He's got to play where experience is really needed.
Gary Neville, of course, has played for the England youth team as a centre-half. Plenty of sympathy here for David May as he makes his way to the dressing room. Hughes. Owen. Well, this, at the start of the game, was a very different Manchester United side to the one which won the double last season. I think of Cantona, Keane, and Chelsea, Paul Parker. And it's changed again to test once more the resources at Old Trafford. Alistair. Here's Sharp. Now high. Sheffield Wednesday playing with a team, as a team, that feel that they're really still in this. And they can still influence affairs for themselves at the bottom of the table, but also what happens in the final analysis at the top.
They need to put a cutting edge to their play, Martin, today. There was plenty of the ball. They look neat and tidy. But if they could put the top end of the pitch right and really be a threat there, then they would make a few Manchester United hearts beat today.
But I think that's not just the problem they're having in this game, it's the way it's been for them, and that's why I mentioned David Hurst a while back. If I mention that he can add, that they've missed. And of course Hurst was, once upon a time, very much on Manchester United's shopping list. Hughes and Pearce being sorted out here by Paul Durkin. Well, Pearce in particular.
Well, he's all over Mark Hughes there. Could have no arguments about the decision being given against him.
Ince. Gary Neville. Hide there, then Pearce came flying in. Manchester United now looking through Sharp. Owen goes ahead of it. Who's in the centre? Owen's still got a lot to do against Des Walker. A corner it is.
They haven't looked entirely convincing to me, Sheffield Wednesday defending corners.
Well, Gary Pallister, head and shoulders the tallest of the Manchester United players now, and he flicks it on.
Problems yet again. That was a super touch from Pallister. Exactly what's needed at the near post. The deftest of touches. Drops in a really dangerous area, but the home side, no one going in on it.
Let's get a quick word from Nick Collins. Nick.
Well, Martin, just to confirm that David May went off with a back injury. He told us that he actually hurt it in the warm-up and reckons he was lucky to stay on as long as he did. It was probably just as well he did, too.
Thanks, Nick.
The curse of Steve Bruce, didn't that happen to him Monday, just before the game, the training session?
That was back on Saturday.
It was Saturday, his back injury.
Steve's been straightened out physiologically, and he hopes to play again soon. Alex Ferguson also concerned about Ryan Giggs, who's had this hamstring strain. He picked it up in the FA Cup semi-final replay against Crystal Palace. Of course, he'd love to have him for a game like this, but if it was to tweak and tear again, he'd be out of the cup final.
That was an exquisite little flick from Andy Cole. I think more and more evidence in this match I've seen already, and a couple of times the ball's been played out to him, just how confident he is at the moment with his back to goal. Many people, I don't think, give him enough credit in that department.
Fine run this by Michael Williams. Michael in danger of going outside his area.
That's a difficult run to know who to pick up. Run straight between Neville and Pallister, and it's a difficult decision for the centre-back, Gary Pallister. Doesn't really see him. And had he managed to get anything at all on that, then he was past Peter Schmeichel.
Well, it started here as though perhaps it would be pretty straightforward for Manchester United against Sheffield Wednesday. It's not looking that way at the moment. United have the lead. Wednesday are playing some inventive football in midfield. And they've got a corner. Ferguson's had to make his defensive change. He's shuffled the strategy in midfield as well.
You just get a feeling there's a bit more work to be done from Manchester United before they can rest easy this afternoon.
Bart-Williams takes the corner. And the absence of fight now can be felt in both penalty areas, perhaps. Alistair will try and get to everything, I think.
Yes, but it was interesting when Steve Bruce was missing, Mark, in the semi-final, how Palace paid particular attention to try and isolate Gary Pallister. And I think at half-time that's something that Trevor Francis and Richie Barker will be saying to the players to do.
Here's Whittingham. Andy Pearce has stayed forward with his height. Atherton's cross is on the low side, not what Sheffield Wednesday required.
So that was a pity as well, because Pallister had been drawn way wide. Andy Pearce has stayed up, and he was at the far post alongside Mark Bright, and the cross, as you say, was a poor one from Atherton.
Phil Neville.
Well, pretty even match. The only thing really separating the sides, that David May goal.
And perhaps also, Andy, just the feeling that Manchester United have a bit more about them in attack, but they're not getting too much supply into Cole and Hughes. It's put forward by Gary Neville.
That's the area the ball's dropped into now. Michael Williams is on that side now, but that's the area that I think will cause concern to Manchester United. Enjoyed good possession, no real width on that side as yet, and it does allow Nolan to do what he's doing now.
Plenty of pace in the recovery from the rookie right back, Philip Neville. Alex Ferguson's got enough faith in him. He played him at left back away to Manchester City for his league debut. That was pretty much a compliment. And both Nevilles share another quality apart from their footballing skills. They're very composed, sensible young men. And here they are. Out there as Manchester United are trying to close the gap on Blackburn Rovers. Some nerves being felt here, but if United do win, imagine the nerves that the Blackburn fans will be feeling. I say the fans, I'm sure the players are doing their level best to stay calm, believe that with the destiny in their own hands that the championship will go to Ewood Park. But whatever happens, you'll see it all here on Sky Sports. Monday Night Football, Blackburn Rovers against Newcastle United, who need perhaps a point or two themselves to cement a European place. And Sheffield Wednesday doing more than just making up the numbers here at Old Trafford today. back on the right-hand side. And swapped again with Bart-Williams. Owen's cross. Over both Cole and McClare. Dealt with tidily by Nolan. Bowled out quickly by Woods. Put on the short side by Bart-Williams. Scholes, not sure where the ball was, but it dropped close enough for him to recover and clip it infield. Sheridan is very angry with his teammates.
Well, Bart-Williams is really sloppy, Mark. Again, Chris Woods is very quick to spot that that's a fruitful side for them. When he gets the ball, he can bowl it out to Nolan and Bart-Williams, and they've got a bit of space to go into. But it was so casual, Bart-Williams, just threw a leg at it, didn't get any contact. Really put Nolan in all sorts of problems.
Throw, not a corner. Surprised both sides. It's flying in. Sharp. He's going to come up with a penetrating ball into the penalty area then. Phil now.
The Pallister stayed right up in the attack.
Now, Alec Ferguson was telling me this week that had they not got that winner at Coventry, that was the next move to send Pallister up to play as a striker in the closing minutes. Pearce won it. Neatly done by the younger Neville. Cole, who likes to work the left-hand side. Sharp's joined Hughes in the centre. Here's Hughes. Sheridan did enough, responsibly. Sheffield Wednesday having to do a bit more defending. Pallister. No margin for comfort here for Manchester United. Sheridan. Owen. The runner from midfield is sharp. But you have to be exceptionally quick to deny Des Walker his ability to cover and patch things up. The pressure by McClare to allow Cole to take it up here and cross towards Hughes. Cut out by Andy Pearce. Nice movement between Sheridan and Bart-Williams. Hides there if required as well. Bart-Williams didn't expect to get it back. And it's Owen breaking forward. Cole is close to him on the left-hand side. Andy Hughes to his right, but he uses him. Now Phil Neville. Hughes. Sheffield Wednesday have got back and dropped into their defensive shape.
That's what teams have been doing, Mark. Exactly what they're doing now. Just dropping back, saying, go on then. It's up to you to break us down. But fortunately for Manchester United at the moment, they have that early David May goal.
Here's Whittingham. From Michael Williams, and they put it on Pallister's head again. Bart-Williams. It's Pallister once more. Didn't actually need to play that one, but it was really in his slot.
For all the possession, Sheffield Wednesdays, that is, really the last ball has been pretty poor and average up till now.
Atherton. Whittingham got in well. Brought away by Pallister. Hughes touching it down to Scholes. Here's Cole. Sharp for Cole again. Wide on the right-hand side is McClare. Again, Sheffield Wednesday can settle into possession in midfield until the man known as the governor here used the hand. Just over 5 minutes to go to half-time. And again, the concern if you're watching and you support Blackburn Rovers is how are Sheffield Wednesday going to find a goal, which would mean so much for all of those connected at Ewood Park. Mark Bright hasn't been able to hit the target as regularly as he has done in his previous 2 seasons in Sheffield Wednesday's colours. But with Wednesday enjoying as much of the possession as they are, well, there's always the feeling that opportunities will materialise. They've got a free kick now.
The midfield 4 have done well in possession, but I just think they need 1, 2 of them at times just to get up, not only in contact with the front 2, but to get past them at times. I think they've played everything rather a bit much in front of Manchester United, not really tested them in behind as yet. They haven't had natural runners from that midfield area.
That's good defending by Pearce to allow Williams to take it up. So they're making a bit of craft in that area. Tom Francis concerned in picking his midfield, but it was the key area of the side. He wanted footballers in there like Sheridan, but he needed the legs as well. That's one reason why Chris Waddle is not involved as yet, but of course if it stays this way I'm sure he will be. Phil Neville, Ince, Irwin. Well, the shot in the end was obvious to Atherton. And Sheffield Wednesday get the throw. Bart-Williams. Cole coming back. Trying to prevent the cross, he can't do that, but it's straight at Gary Neville. Oh, Cole feeling that he might have had the legs of Atherton then, but he didn't have the ball. Williams. Sheridan. Reached. Whittingham. Hyde. Well, it's an attempt at the United goal. When you're only leading 1-0 and you're desperate to win.
It was nice and tidy build-up again, but it was a poor ball in again from John Sheridan, but this time it dropped for Guy Whittingham. It's not an easy chance at all for Hyde.
Manchester United with the better accuracy ratio. Feeling still prevails that they have the sharper cutting edge, but here's Bart-Williams. Nolan. Williams here able to bring it down. Rather easily again cut out by Gary Neville for McClare. Sheridan. Sheridan just trying to tease it through there for Hyde. Not enough weight on it. Ince. Cole. Stretching the legs, stretching Pearce. Andy Cole for Manchester United in confident vein.
Did well, Andy Pearce. Cole tried to kid him on, I think, into suggesting he was going to come inside onto his stronger and favoured right side. But this is the kind of race they would have wanted. This is what they were trying to get. Cole against Pearce. They would fancy Cole. They have the running ability. Well, Andy Pearce doesn't commit himself. Look, he stays, and in the end makes a good tackle.
At the cost of this corner, which Scholes will take. Woods only gets it up in the air. It fell, fortunately for Sheffield Wednesday, straight to Bright. But here's Irwin. Bart-Williams did well to head that because Woods is limping. It probably would have gone straight at the goalkeeper, but he's suffering at the moment. Sheffield Wednesday, meantime, are pushing on through Williams. Sheridan. Here's Atherton. Manchester United have regrouped. Just 2 wins in 13 games for Sheffield Wednesday, 8 defeats in that time. It's really blunted them as an attacking force. Joey Noel goes up, goes in again. Ranger hasn't passed yet. Here's Hyde. Alistair having to work overtime. As we move into stoppage time. Atherton's longish throw. Now a chance to pick out a cross here. And they've got into wide positions, they've got into areas where they could have tested Manchester United, but Sheffield Wednesday, thankfully for the home fans here, haven't made the most of those situations. It's Phil Neville with the ambition to try and curl one past a former England goalkeeper who has been doing just stretching and flexing exercises after being hurt at that earlier corner.
That was well worth trying because we weren't sure, no one, quite how badly Chris Woods hurt that left ankle.
Just seeing Billy Thompson sent off playing for Rangers today. Recalled that Chris Woods had the same indignity in an Old Firm game during his time north of the border. Owen, it's potential here perhaps for Manchester United right on half-time. That was Walker who got to it, still in play with Hughes. Out by Sheridan, Alistair. Actually had time to control that, maybe with the sun in his eyes, wasn't sure. The half-time whistle goes, and Manchester United got off to the sort of start they would have wanted. The early goal from David May, who was then substituted because of a back injury. Sheffield Wednesday have had plenty of the ball without looking too much as though they're going to break through, but they're still in it here to the delight of Blackburn. But at half-time, Manchester United lead by 1-0.
And the former Manchester United striker, Frank Stapleton. Terrific start, Frank, but they've rather taken their foot off the pedal as half-time approached there.
I think obviously they want a goal at any time in the game, but so early in the game, I didn't think that there was any tension in the play. They started off as if they wanted to win the match. Once they got the goal, they just seemed to step back a bit, and they've invited Sheffield Wednesday on, which I think is a little bit dangerous, considering we looked at the thing there, they've got a bit more possession, but everything's in front of United. Wednesday haven't really threatened, but I mean, if the manager can get them going second half, they may cause a problem.
What a start, wasn't it?
Oh,
perfect from United's point of view.
Yes, brilliant goal. I think that's...
but it was a good concerted spell of pressure, wasn't it? Dennis Irwin in on goal. There was a deflection and a save somewhere in there, I think, wasn't there?
Yeah, he did brilliant. I thought he would have maybe gone for the curl on the ball there, because the keeper can't cover the far post. He's got to cover his near post first, and he's tried for power, and it's just got a little deflection. But I think that it was a great move to take the ball through to there.
From the corner, David May brought a very good save out of Chris Woods.
Yeah, this is where I felt United have looked more dangerous. Gary Pallister is like towering above everybody. He's getting flick on, and he does brilliantly here. And this is a great chance. He should have scored here. He should have scored. It's a great save from the goalkeeper, but it's the right height for him. I think he's got to head it back into the far corner to give the keeper no chance. But they kept at it, didn't they? And maybe other teams they just looked at it and said, no, it's not going to be our day, but they continued and pushed again to try and get that goal.
David May, of all people, who's since gone off with a back injury, who of course this time last year was playing for Blackburn Rovers, but it's his goal that's the difference at the moment. And as Andy said, they didn't really learn much from the corners that had been taken, did they?
No, not really. Gary Palace, as I said before, has been a problem, but Paul Scholes was brilliant here. Drops his shoulder to go right, and a lovely clip back. And this finish is as good as you'll see, really, even from a forward. Nice one touch, and the ball's kept low. And of course, with the players on the line, they couldn't stop the ball.
But what about the marking? He stepped out there, looked totally unmarked.
Yeah, the thing is, once somebody gets to the line in a situation like that, someone's got to make the move to actually go and close him down quickly. But of course, they couldn't once Scholes got past his man. The players are all stood in the space rather than picking people up, and that's where he finished it well. But you would look at Sheffield Wednesday and say, well, they won't be happy with the goal, considering they had so many men in the box.
What's the biggest danger now to Manchester United?
It's to sit on it, without doubt. Just expect to sit back and soak up the pressure and hope that they catch them on the break. But Sheffield Wednesday haven't really threatened goal-wise, but at the same time, when it's just that one goal ahead, there's always that possibility that they nick a goal, or one of the players makes a mistake in possession, and they go and nick a goal, and then it makes it doubly hard. But I think that Alex will be looking for the team to actually go out and say, look, cement the whole thing, get out there, get another goal, and then go for another one. Don't be stupid. But we want to up the tempo a little bit to what we started with. I think that's what it'll be. No trouble so far for Manchester United. They lead here at Old Trafford in a game that they have to win in order to keep the title chase alive by 1-0. It's Blackburn and Newcastle United, of course, tomorrow night, live on Sky Sports. When we come back, the mood, they've been presenting trophies already at Old Trafford this afternoon. The A-team there picking up the Lancashire Cup. Philip Neville would have done this job had he not been involved this afternoon, but Pat McGibbon there doing the honours. The youth team play in the FA Youth Cup this coming Thursday and again on Monday. First of those two games will be live here on Sky Sports. That's this coming Thursday. News from Ibrox, incidentally. Walter Smith and Rangers have agreed a fee with Lazio for Paul Gascoigne, £4.5 million, we believe that figure to be. That's not to say, of course, that Gascoigne will sign for Rangers, but if anybody is interested, then that appears to be the going rate, £4.5 million. 1-0 to Manchester United at Old Trafford. Frank Stapleton's with us, and the biggest danger, Frank, you were saying, is if United sit back, there is a possibility that Sheffield Wednesday could pinch something, and then it does get tense, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, once they're on top of the game, they really ought to go and take it and finish the game off. Then they can play all the attractive stuff and try the tricks. But there's only one goal in it. I think is that like Manchester United, though? And they tend to play their way, whatever the situation, don't they? Yeah, I suppose in a certain way, that's a real strength of the team, that they keep on going. But they've had so many changes in the team over the period. They haven't had that continuity they've had in previous seasons. But I think that the manager's got to really get hold of them and say, look, just don't sit back in it because you're inviting disaster. And I think that they've got the players to win the game. Sheffield Wednesday haven't been a threat, as I said before. I think it's most important is that they go and win the game and win it in style, and that's what the people here want to see. Frightening prospect for the rest of the Premiership. I think the A-team are winning trophies. There's the youth team in that Youth Cup final. The seniors here, full of youth, snapping away at Blackburn's heels in the knowledge that they must win this afternoon. And they lead at the moment by 1-0. That goal scored by David May. Our match commentators, Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you very much, Richard. Andy, we've talked a lot, everyone has, about Manchester United having so much experience compared to Blackburn of winning titles. But when you look at some of these Manchester United players, the Neville brothers, Paul Scholes, even Andy Cole, there's not so much experience now. That's why I was so impressed what they achieved at Highfield Road on Monday, Martin, and why I've been impressed with what they've done already. This isn't a vintage performance, nowhere near it. But you just take the midfield. It's probably only Paul Ince of a fully fit squad would be playing in that midfield today. The other three places, I'm sure, would be filled by different players. I'm thinking Kanchelskis, Keane and Giggs. I mean, you can't just take that quality out of the side and not suffer a little. It's 1-0 to Manchester United as we start the second half. Alex Ferguson has been using all his motivational powers for his players while putting on a pretty relaxed public front for the fans, and one would assume for the Blackburn camp as well. McClare. Just spell it out for you again. If Manchester United fail to win this match, then Blackburn can win the title by beating Newcastle tomorrow night. Gary Neville. For all the apparent frailties in attack for Sheffield Wednesday, it really is an enormous 45 minutes ahead for the two young defenders, the two Nevilles. They've got Pallister and Irwin to help them out. They've got Schmeichel, of course, to boss and bully. And they've got this fantastic home record with only 3 goals being conceded here all season long. 2 of those, oddly enough, to defenders. Mickey Whitlow of Leicester and Stuart Pearce of Nottingham Forest. Stan Collymore, the only striker, opposing striker to score here against Manchester United in the league all season.
It's no wonder Fergie looks confident even now, Martin, at 1-0 up.
Well, have you heard of the law of averages?
Yeah.
Philip Neville. Scholes. Graham Hyde's given it away this time. Well, Sheridan had lost it in the sun. He was indicating Pearce obviously saw it a bit better. Pallister, well, that's ambitious. Atherton is particularly good defensively. Cole, sharp, but he gets past Atherton and Walker's there when required. Sheffield Wednesday really needed the captain, and he's given the ball away and pulled up a bit lame as well as he did so.
That's Des Walker for you, all over. Very quickly around. Sharp skill was wonderful, just slipped Atherton beautifully. And when he needed cover, well, he had his skipper around the back of him. There's a great ball from Andy Cole. Now watch Cole. As he gets in there, he slips a magnificent ball. Perfectly weighted for Sharp. Next touch, and he thinks he's thrown. He's ready to pull the trigger on that left foot. But Des Walker, yeah, he saw it early and got round.
Pallister drops down towards Bright. McClare's in there tackling, and Ince squeezes it wide, and it's Scholes setting off in pursuit. Hughes. Walker should be in charge here, but he's given himself a bit more work to do. Mark Hughes hounding him. They've had plenty of battles down the years. Mark Hughes wanting more support from the crowd in shirt-sleeve order here today. And they're responding. Sharp. Irwin read the break of the ball as it spun off this still well-grassed surface. Sheridan. Bart-Williams. Acres of space here for Ian Nolan. Bright. Well, it came back across the edge of the 6-yard box. Mark Bright has stayed down. Gary Neville also involved as well.
I thought he was boss for that. Mark Bright, I thought he got up a little bit too early. He was a little bit anxious, I think, when the cross came over. I thought Gary Neville was struggling, but this left side again is where they find the space, and Nolan comes bombing into it. Provides a great ball. And I thought Bright's got his eye on it, he can watch it, he can clamber all over Gary Neville, and didn't really judge the ball at all well. But it's a great ball in from Nolan. He can do no more than put it there. It's up to Mark Bright. He's up a little early. But that's a chance. It's the best chance they've had.
Well, the service was good there from Nolan. Of course, there is the option still of Chris Waddle to be introduced by Trevor Francis. While warming up, he's having a word with Chris Woods as well.
Well, I just wonder if they're tempted to put him on. I mean, again, Mark, it was this left-hand side where they carved the space. And you just wonder with someone like Chris Waddle, if you just put him out there and just say, you know, try and get yourself on the ball and try and pick out one or two passes, because that's where they've fallen down. It's been the final ball. That, without doubt, has been the best ball they've played into the Manchester United box in the opening 50 minutes.
Claire. Fell for high. It's high for Bart-Williams. Claire comes away with it. He's being pursued and that forced the mistake. Sheridan, wrong footing, Mike Williams, inside and flush. Manchester United with a bit of momentum here. Well, I don't know whether Cole would have got there. Woods has been attracted to the ball.
He wanted it a little earlier, Andy Cole. And when he didn't arrive, and he wins the ball brilliantly here, but Cole wants it probably played about now. And he checks just slightly, and it allows Atherton to come round and Walker to get back. But I think he would have liked the ball played just a fraction earlier.
Sharp. The head of Walker. Irwin was a bit distracted by Ince. And there's going to be yet another change for Manchester United. Nicky Butt, the effervescent midfield player, takes over from Paul Scholes.
Well, that's a tactical substitution, man. There's no doubt. Again, I think Fergie's worried about this near side. Nicky Butt's, I think, a more natural midfield player, more defensive responsibilities than probably Paul Scholes, who wants to get forward and score goals. And that's sensible. It's just protecting what he has a little bit, the United manager. Because today's not about performances, just as Monday night wasn't for Manchester United. It's about winning the match.
What they did on Monday, Manchester United, they really punished individual mistakes by Coventry. Sheffield Wednesday haven't been so generous since David May scored the only goal so far. Andy Cole had a terrific record against Wednesday in his time with Newcastle. Scored in all three of the occasions. He faced the Owls. Well, Sheffield Wednesday might have feared the worst when they went behind very early on. An opportunity here really to get themselves in the headlines for the right reasons. It hasn't happened very often over the last 2 or 3 months. They're defending reasonably capably. They're getting plenty of the ball in midfield there. Not offering a huge threat up front, but at 1-0, Manchester United feeling some of the strain and the stress. It's looking for a bit more comfort here, and it goes in and it's snatched from his toe by Woods, who has a look back at the Manchester United captain, who wasn't pulling out of it.
Well, there was no way Paul Ince is going to do anything but go through with us. You get a little bit fortunate here. But look at Chris Woods, he's got to keep his eyes, got to keep his concentration. He knows he's risking getting an injury here, the goalkeeper. Because Paul Ince isn't pulling out of this, there's too much at stake. Just catches him in his follow-through, but that's an acceptable part of making that type of save, I think.
Bart-Williams. Atherton. Canister just stands his ground to see off Bright. Michael only throws it onto the head of Atherton. With Nolan, Sheffield Wednesday haven't scored in their 3 previous games. Bart-Williams. Michael Williams, Whittingham, high, played in front of the home team at the moment. Nolan with a better angle, he's put one good cross in already. The audacity of youth. Ricky Butt might have been in a training game. You can see the extra grey hairs.
Well, that's what you get when you pick kids.
He's very proud of it. And here is Butt winning it well forward for Hughes. Well, I haven't had so many sights of goal, and that was one for Mark Hughes.
It's not an easy chance, but after that very casual header at one end, Nicky Butt creating an opportunity at the other within seconds. Very quick onto the loose ball. Sheridan kind of waiting for it, but, well, Butt wasn't. It's not an easy chance. Des Walker to get past before he even troubles Chris Woods.
Here's Bright, pulling to the right-hand side. Sheffield Wednesday's throw. High. There's Pallister. So far, so good for Manchester United. But there's no comfort zone here. McClair, honest and true. But couldn't get it over the head of Pearce. He hasn't missed too much in the air. Sheridan, there's no offside here. Michael was needed to come to the edge of his area.
Well, perhaps a little bit of inexperience there and not used to playing together that back four. Well, and I think Pallister and Irwin kept the line. They were looking for offside, but I think the two young Neville boys just dropped back a couple of yards. You just get the feeling that one or two, well, some anxious noises coming from the crowd, that's for sure. And you know, the players could do with the comfort. The Manchester United players would love the comfort of a second goal.
Well, Nolan missed the ball, and Butt in a position there where he might have provided the chance for a second goal. It's led to a corner.
Well, I thought he played the right ball, and I thought he played a good ball. If you've got Andy Cole on your side, he wants the ball in front of him. But I thought Andy Cole, he was a little bit on his heels. Now look, now that space in front, that's where he would normally want it. It's only now he accelerates in there.
Sheffield Wednesday. And there must come a time when Trevor Francis can almost take the reins off his team and say, come on. The point would be so valuable at this stage. Let's risk losing 2-0 to go and try and get that point.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that idea, especially when your team have played well up to a point and enjoying good possession when they have the ball. They haven't given the ball away cheaply in midfield area. They've kept it quite well. Only when they've got in the last third have they given it away.
Battling by Sharp. Referee playing the advantage of a breakdown there between Phil Neville and Butt. Across comes Gary Neville.
Played it blind.
Round.
Played it blind, that was all. Nicky Butt didn't really look.
Sheridan. Casual from Butt again, and by Schmeichel, but he was very fortunate. He struck it all the way up to Cole, and Sharp had a chance to put McClair away down the left, but for Lee Sharp the problem was the ball was on his right foot.
It was an easier ball, and I think everyone could see it at home, Mark. It just needed to be bypassed Pearce, and McClair's in all sorts of space. So the crowd are doing their bit, they're trying to lift the side.
Hanging on Manchester United here, but there is an air of anxiety creeping into it all. Shorn for different reasons of so many star names, but Ince is still there. Free kick has gone against him. Against a side with a more potent strike force than Sheffield Wednesday, Manchester United could be in real difficulties. Sheffield Wednesday are still within reach, very much so. But what you're seeing from them is a cameo, really, of the second half of their season. They can defend well. They have players who want the ball in midfield, particularly to their feet, but they do struggle to score. And Manchester United have reason to be grateful for that at the moment.
It's the similarity of the four players in midfield. They all like to get the ball. They all want the ball to come to them. What they don't have is a Roy Keane type player, someone who's just going to run forward and help the front two. I think that's the thing they've lacked. They haven't lacked confidence on the ball, but everything is, well, the majority, 99%, has been played in front of Pallister and Neville and Irwin, and nothing really in behind them. No runners from the midfield to tempt him as well.
Whittingham. United's free kick. Enter Chris Waddle. Will we look back on this substitution as the extra ingredient Sheffield Wednesday need for their services? But can he trigger off something that would suit Blackburn Rovers so much as well? Graham Hyde has missed a couple of games with injury, doesn't go the full distance today. Shouldered Walker off it in the end. Leclerc. Cole! Smothered by Woods down by the post.
Well, fewer chances for the home side, but as we said all along, when they get the opportunity, they'll normally put a ball in that'll test you. And that's exactly what happens. Cole in between two players, good downward header. And Chris Wood showing us yet again what fine form he's in.
Des Walker went to the referee to complain that he'd been fouled by Hughes. Pierce up well again. Irwin for Sharp. Good pressure by Bart-Williams, but it's a United throw. Or is it a free kick?
This is for Bob Smith. Bob Smith goes to South. First Stadium. Bob Smith goes to South. First Stadium.
Pallister's in there. Hughes from Pallister's flick. But not quite. Waddle got a foot to it. Mike Williams dummying the opposition in his own penalty area. Here's Butt. Cole. Hughes. Sharp's there to the left. Hughes somehow saw him, although he was looking in the opposite direction, it seemed. He couldn't quite loop the pass to it. Leclerc. A bit more attacking substance about Manchester United at the moment, but that's a weak one from Sharp. Sheridan, the outlet ball here for Nolan. Waddle, who has had a free role in the Sheffield Wednesday ranks quite often this season. If not, he's played from the right-hand side, but he's come into the game on the left here.
That's sensible. That's good thinking from the management duo for Sheffield Wednesday. This is an experienced side. With Butt and Philip Neville here, and with the vast experience of Chris Waddle, if they can get him on the ball, then they might feel that's the best way that they can break through.
There's no reason why Alec Ferguson shouldn't switch his fullbacks, mind you, because Philip Neville has played, as I said earlier, his 2 previous first-team games at left-back. Dennis Irwin, we know, can do the job on the right. But here's Cole. McClare. But realised that there was no way through for a shot, but he played the clip rather blind as well. There's no one at the far side of the penalty area in Manchester United red. Everyone here has got half an eye on the clock. Waddle got away from Philip Neville to play the pass for Nolan. And he could attempt to cross on the run. Not stay in play for Whittingham, it has done, but Dennis Irwin wasn't allowing Gary Whittingham to settle on it.
What a ball from Waddle, though. First touch of it, creates himself half a yard and pops a perfect pass to Ian Nolan. I think that's what they'll try and do, say to Nolan, you get past Chris as often as you can, run Nicky Butt, and I'll just try and pick you out. You watch the way he just creates the yard there. Now look at that for a slide rule pass. Now look at the space that's at the near post there, Martin. Had he opted to play it near post, he opted to go, well, just too deep at the end. We're going to have a look at Chris Woods' saves. A good header from Andy Cole. Difficult one for the goalkeeper, bouncing just in front of him. But both hands to it and covering it all away. Oh, sorry, I always thought he was too good a goalkeeper to be playing reserve team football. And so did he, of course.
Well, part of the problem was injury. The major problem was Kevin Pressman's excellent form that got him into the England B setup. And that attendance, I'm being told, is the highest in the Premiership all season long. They've squeezed a few extra in today. And if Manchester United do win, they'll be trying to squeeze them in again on Wednesday night when Southampton come here. Waddle. We're at the three-quarter point of the match. The only goal came very early from David May, who then departed with a back injury. Nolan. You do feel that Manchester United aren't just playing against Sheffield Wednesday here. They're taking on the whole situation at the top of the table and the tensions that go with it. And it's not producing a pretty match, but it is producing a significant one. And from Blackburn's point of view, it might have the ultimate significance if Sheffield Wednesday can equalise in the time that remains. Of course, even if that were to happen, Blackburn still have to get down the business against Newcastle. Oh, but couldn't quite get there as Woods went off an adventure that looked as though it might have a very sad ending for him. Philip Neville. Hughes, as acres of space here as Sheffield Wednesday was sucked rather centrally. Irwin. There's another chance to cross. He's just got in front of Cole. Knocked away by the fist of Woods. Was better that time than a moment or two earlier. McClare ploughing on past Bart-Williams. Back goes Woods. Oh. Well, Cole was coming in. Well, that was a teaser, wasn't it? Woods was always struggling. Andy Cole thinking, that's it, I've tied this match up. He can't get there. What a real tear. First I thought it was going to drop in, back post. Well played, Peter Atherton for Sheffield Wednesday. Sharp flies over the corner, Pallister beaten to it by Pearce. Irwin for Sharp again. Wednesday regroup. Water there before Hughes. McClare, Waddle. Whittingham, Waddle. The extra edge that Chris Waddle's brought to Sheffield Wednesday by his presence as well as his passing. Bart-Williams. Waddle hasn't attacked the cross. And he eases it back to Atherton. Waddle again. Plays the early ball this time. test out any insecurities in the centre of Manchester United's defending, with Steve Bruce not picked and David May, the starting centre-back, alongside Pallister off. Pallister gets to it, wearily. Williams. Wednesday thought that Williams was impeded there. Back by Atherton. Ran away from Waddle. Gary Neville, who stayed in there and played Waddle onside. Tense, eh?
It makes for an interesting last 20 minutes, Martin. It really does. 1-0 up. They've got the 3 points. They know that if they don't do anything wrong, that they've closed the gap yet again on Blackburn, but there's always that thought, if we lose a goal, can we get another?
Sharp. Bart-Williams, Johnny Whittingham, offside, the former soldier, 6.5 years in the army. Two of the Wednesday players at the team hotel were asking him of his VE Day recollections.
What are yours?
Well, while you're working tomorrow, I'm off to Hyde Park to join in the celebrations.
Good lads. Sure what Schmeichel or who he was aiming at.
Whatever it wasn't his fault.
Well, it never is. It never is if you're a goalkeeper, Mark. Played 20 years with goalkeepers behind me, and they never make a mistake. As far as he's concerned, it was a perfectly struck, sweet pass of 40 yards. It wasn't his fault. It was right in the middle of nowhere.
His influence is critical in the 17 minutes or so that remain. Will one goal be enough for Manchester United? Sharp. He still has this careworn look, which is something that was with him often at the start of the season as well as at the end. What a great season he's had, of course. Right. Here's Hughes, but just nicks it away from Bart-Williams. Hughes has to buy a bit of time there and allowed Mike Williams to get a foot in. Phil Neville certainly hasn't been shy in his performance, nor has Butt. Beaten sharp in the air. Irwin on the scene quickly. And Des Walker in between Cole and Hughes critically for Sheffield Wednesday.
Good defensive error. John Sheridan got caught in his heels on the edge of the box. And Dennis Irwin, he's got 10 yards to make up Sheridan, Dennis Irwin, but he's brighter at the moment. Plays the cross in, and Matthews climbing all over the back of Des Walker. That's an important header.
Sinclair appeals for handball. Paul Durkee says it wasn't intentional.
Well, I always say that players go in with their arms up above sort of shoulder height, then they are risking the referee giving a penalty. And as it drops down and he helps it on, now look, there's the left arm going up. And I just think, normally that close, Martin, you know, they don't give it, but Michael Owen's left hand goes up. And I always think you're risking giving a penalty away, even if you're so close to players as that, when the hand's up that high.
Well, my first instinct was that I wouldn't have been surprised if he pointed to the spot. But Paul Durkin really had made up his mind. The relief of Sheffield Wednesday in their favour. Waddle, so it's still 1-0. Right going in. Corner. There's a lot more drama to come here in the 15 minutes that remain. Alex Ferguson is not counting his chickens. to dig deep here. With a side that's not reminiscent at all of the championship winning team. Cole, then of Newcastle. Waddle. Chris Waddle had a poor time down at Southampton, Sheffield Wednesday's last game, which was another reason why he was reduced to the ranks of substitute today. Sheridan. Bart-Williams. Without being as hot and humid as yesterday, there have been patches of weather this afternoon that have certainly sapped the stamina of the players. But it's the effects of a long season as well as a change in the climate that's playing a part in Manchester United's performance here. They're hanging on in there. They're determined to make it as difficult for Blackburn as they can. Maybe yet come up smiling themselves. And in this last 13 minutes, you said that Sheffield Wednesday still had something to offer. Williams. Waddle. Atherton. Throw to Wednesday.
I think Manchester United quite happy to see out 13 minutes of Sheffield Wednesday controlling the ball 40 yards from goal. Still not offering enough movement in and around the front two. Someone's got to do something different for them to break through up here. Get ahead of the ball, make a run off the front two.
Well, it was certainly worth a try there. That was more progressive from Williams. But it's a goal kick. It back from Hughes. Cole, chance, not quite. It's still there with Sharp. He spotted Nicky Butt. Hughes, back for Butt again. Good try. Goalkeeper's lost it.
I'll tell you what, Martin, Des Walker has just produced two pieces of defending. Magnificent. The tackle on Cole and then following it with that. Oh, that was magnificent. This game could be over but for Des Walker. This is the second one. Now, there's a goalkeeper drop start, two of them in on it. Walker beats him to it, but his first one earlier on Cole was a magnificent tackle.
Waddle gets his head to it. Wright's back there as well. Waddle cannily plays it out off Hughes. For a second, Andy Cole, who's not had many opportunities, thought that he'd continue his profitable run at the expense of Sheffield Wednesday. Then along came Des Walker.
Now look at this, Mark. He doesn't look favourite, Walker, but look at that for a perfectly timed tackle. And he's up quickly again. Not only there, he's out at the edge of the box. Now don't forget, he's at the edge of the box. Now when this comes back in, where is Des Walker? He's in the 6-yard box, clearing the danger. Superb defending.
Sheridan on the scene quickly. John Sheridan, who scored a goal in 1991 to beat Manchester United at Wembley and deny them the League Cup. 4 up for United here. Hughes gets it back. Handball. As it came back. And we're into the last 10 minutes.
The classic case of a team who are playing for so much against a team who are playing really for so little. A team playing under real pressure and a team, I think Sheffield Wednesday, I'm not really under any pressure at all.
Sharp. Hughes. But again, I would take issue with you, Andy, because Trevor Francis has been working out the results with managerial pessimism, of course, in that situation.
They always are.
But he feels that something still is required. He's not banking on anything from the last game at home to Ipswich. He'd be thrilled with a point here.
Trevor, take it from me, 48's enough.
Well, we've seen a lot of calmness from Alex Ferguson in recent times, but he's getting fidgety and edgy again. Well, Guy Whittingham is coming off. He's not really made an impact up front. The Australian Adam Porrick replaces him.
Well, it looks like they're sending Chris Bart-Williams up front. Porrick to go into the midfield.
Porrick played here last season when Sheffield Wednesday lost 5-0 in the league, one of 4 defeats they had last campaign in the league and the Coca-Cola Cup semi-finals against Manchester United. Could be a measure of revenge if Wednesday can spoil United's afternoon with something late on here, but it's a United throw with Phil Neville. Good touch on by Buck. Owen, it's an easy one to cross. Buck's chasing in there typically again, but Phil Neville's obviously got the strength, the family strength in the arms. So Gary Neville can earn it long as well. Father in football as the commercial manager at Bury. Philip Neville. Not quite what Walker wanted, but everything that goes United's way being roundly cheered here. Time is on their side. But they're tired, they're tense, they're depleted. But most important of all for Manchester United, they are leading by 1-0. That's all that matters if they can see it through here. Nolan. Porrick has turned well. Touching it off, it went straight to Sharp. If he'd gone down, he might have got a free kick. It wasn't. Not long enough to bypass Pallister. Helped out by Ince. Sheffield Wednesday trying to find some strength here to suit their man Blackburn Rovers. And there are 6 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Irwin. Hughes. Bounces back Manchester United's way. Positive reaction from Pallister to wave others away from the ball. Cole able to turn, he's got Buck to his right. Hughes in the middle, joined now by Cole himself. Deep enough. Smacked away by Porrick, only marked right forward. Sheffield Wednesday, time here for Gary Neville.
Just take his time, that's exactly what they should be doing. A little bit unhurried now, there's no need for them to be reckless. Atherton. Well, I think they're giving the referee a bit of stick. They felt that Gary Neville was fouled in the build-up there, but I thought let the game go because he had a fair idea that the ball was going to end up where it did, back in the goalkeeper's arms.
It's runs away from Hughes. Hughes is there again. So is Walker. Williams. Atherton to the right. Possession aplenty for Sheffield Wednesday. Scoring potential. Very high on that particular count. It would only take one to flatten the atmosphere here totally. And here's Porrick. Doing well enough to get a corner. Schmeichel turned to bellow at the linesman, believing that the ball might have gone behind in the first place before Porrick played it against the defender. Here's the corner from Waddle. Schmeichel started to come. Andy Pearce got his head to it. Carl Manchester United's way.
Now that'll do at the moment as far as Manchester United and Brian McClare. That's right. We're 1-0 up. The result is the most important thing.
But that is not yet confirmed. Porrick. Williams. The free man here is Atherton, whose one goal for Sheffield Wednesday was live on Sky Sports at Villa Park back in the autumn. Andy Gray, time for your Carling man of the match.
Well, it hasn't been a vintage performance from the home side, so my Carling Premiership man of the match comes from the Sheffield Wednesday team, and I think from a man who maybe has shown us today that his international career isn't at an end, Martin, and that's Des Walker. He's my Carling Premiership man of the match.
Two minutes to go. Palace to penalise. It could still go wrong for Manchester United.
It's all about concentration for them now.
Sheridan takes it. He's determined to get there, but also determined. And so too is Walker, who's hardly ever come up short for Sheffield Wednesday today. Nolan. Walker going on himself. It's the corner. What an amazing thing it would have been if Des Walker had scored a goal to rob Manchester United of the champions. He certainly forced the corner. Waddle takes it. Pearce. Sent flying away to cheers from Sharp. Atherton. Cole can't prevent the cross. Ince is there to deal with it. Well, Sharp. Well, it could have been handball. Nothing in the end to alarm Manchester United. And they'll be delighted that Atherton, pressed by Cole, can only put it into the crowd.
They'll be delighted that Sheffield Wednesday haven't pushed men forward. Even in the last minute, Martin, with a corner and the ball came in. And all they did was had two men in the box and all the other blue and white shirts outside the box. And if you don't commit men forward, you aren't going to score. But Manchester United have done what was required of them today. That's win the game, put the pressure back on Blackburn and say, it's over to you now tomorrow. And Alex Ferguson will be absolutely delighted with that.
Well, the yellow card showed. And Manchester United get a free kick. But they won't hurry over the taking thereof. Cole. All they want to hear now is the final whistle for Manchester United faithful. But Ince may have something special for them, but he's lost it. Williams. The obvious ball is to Waddle. Back for Williams again. Stoppage time. And Paul Ince made up for his mistake.
You wait to hear the roar, Mark, when the final whistle does go. It'll just be like Manchester United scoring.
The whistle has gone for offside. The free kick has got to be taken again.
Yeah, they took it from in Manchester United's half, and they can't be offside.
For
They're in here
offside
and out.
decision, that cannot be allowed. But we are trading in seconds here. And still, Des Walker for descent is booked. It's quite clear, the flag is up. Walker's been annoyed with Paul Durkin for one or two incidents with Hughes that he felt should have been punished and hadn't been. So the free kick will be taken finally from the proper position. There's no time for Sheffield Wednesday to waste. Bart-Williams had no one around him.
He went up totally unchallenged. And I think that's probably what surprised him more than anything. Driven straight down the middle. Normally bread and butter for defenders to come and take it. No one did. Fortunately for United, it just slipped past. But the fans now realise the job is done, I think. And the noise level is up to a bit.
Woods wants it to kick it long. Hughes is concerned about that and defending very much from the front. And it's a poor kick by Woods. The gap has narrowed again. It's been tense here for Alec Ferguson and his players. They scored early, but they saw it through. Sheffield Wednesday went behind to David May's early strike. May then injured and substituted. Wednesday mathematically still in the fight to avoid that fourth relegation place. But at the top, it is a thrilling situation as the spotlight now switches to Ewood Park for Newcastle's visit tomorrow night. 2 games to go for the top 2, with United back here at Old Trafford on Wednesday against Southampton, and you'll see that match on Sky Sports. After Blackburn's defeat at West Ham a week ago, United knew that 2 wins at Coventry and here today could really put the pressure on the league leaders. They've done that. Great credit to Alec Ferguson and the depth in his squad. The ball is back in Blackburn's court now. Their chance to show that they've got what it takes to take the crown from United, and we'll have every second of the drama for you on Sky Sports. Manchester United winners by 1-0.
Saying live tomorrow night at Ewood Park, Blackburn Rovers against Newcastle United, and on Wednesday we're back here, Manchester United against Southampton, live, and we start at 7 o'clock. Frank Stapleton has sweated his way through that one with us. It wasn't the best performance from Manchester United, Frank, but the result today was far more important for them, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Before the game, I think Alex Ferguson would have accepted a 1-0 win. They didn't play as well as they can do. There was a lot of tension in the second half. You could feel it building up in the crowd as the second half progressed. And of course, they had a couple of chances themselves, but at the end, I think they probably just about nicked it. But it wasn't a convincing performance. But as you say, they're still there.
They started at a blistering pace, and David May, the former Blackburn Rovers defender, of course, whose goal finally won it for them. Wednesday under considerable pressure early on, Frank, and something was going to have to give, wasn't it? It did.
Yeah, and it's down to, I was a bit surprised Scholes came off second half, but maybe wanted to do something tactically. But he beats his man, skins him really, pulls it back. David May just comes off the marker, sides put it into the net. It looked so simple, but it was great individual play by Scholes. And you get to a situation here, the lad's not noted for taking people on, getting to the byline, but he's doing business for them there. As I just wasn't stopped on the line by the defender. We were questioning whether it was an OJ, but it'd be a bit harsh to take it off David.
Andy's rule is always that if it's on target, then Whether he gets pushed one way or the other, it's down to the fella that hit it. Was there a handball in their second half? Should United have had a penalty as well?
I think we called that, didn't we, early on when the ball was played here by McClare. I think it's Bart-Williams or the other lad Williams who got his arm up, and then he turned his back on and put his arm up, and I think the referee stood right on top of it. There you go. I think it was a penalty.
How could it not have been?
Again, it's the interpretation of the referee. Did he feel there was an intent there to actually stop the ball with his hand?
If your hand's up there and you're looking to block in that way, surely that's...
I think his hand was up there to stop hitting him in the face. That's what I think. But how many times you see players do that? There's other referees who have given penalties like that. But this occasion he didn't give it, and that just prolonged the agony for us.
So it's Blackburn Rovers that the spotlight turns on tomorrow night. Their turn to feel the nerves. We said right at the start, or rather you did right at the start of the afternoon, they were favourite. Yeah. But are they really, with Manchester United breathing so heavily and so close now?
Well, there's 2 points in it, and obviously tomorrow night's game is crucial. But they're in pole position. I think they're sitting at the top of the league, and they know what they need to do. Obviously, they have a little bit of wobbles lately, but I still think over the whole season, you would look at it, Man United would prefer to be in that position than the one that they're in now. I think that's what it all comes down to. It's going to come down to a lot of bottle tomorrow, but if you're going to be champions, you have to show that sort of bottle. You've got to show real courage to actually go out and win the game, and that's what makes champions.
Let's hear from Alex Ferguson. He's with Nick.
Well, Alex, well done. The result obviously far more important than performances, but was it getting a bit nerve-wracking towards the end?
I think the crowd got a bit nervous. I thought the players coped quite well. But what I did think, I thought we gave the ball away too much today. Too much risk to our game. Didn't sustain the pressure in their half of the pitch when we got possession. And although we did make some good chances and created a lot of activity at times in their box, I was a bit disappointed in the possession. But that's something, you know, you look at the team today, it's very inexperienced in many departments. And the young players cope very well, but obviously it's a learning thing for them too.
2 points in it now. It's getting pretty interesting, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it's great. I'm enjoying it. So.
How pleased are you that you've managed to sustain the challenge over the last few weeks when perhaps some people might have been starting to write you off?
Well, I think the players have done very, very well. That we've had to cope with a lot of injuries. It's not an excuse. I think everyone recognises that. Changing the team around doesn't suit you, really. You want to play a settled side. Today I made a mistake, maybe with the team leaving Nicky Butt out. I thought Paul Scholes would have been ideal in terms of his use of the ball and passing. But with him grouping players in the middle of the pitch, I think young Paul found it hard to get to players. He's really a forward-type player. And but once we brought Nicky Butt on, I felt we did a lot better.
What about David May? Scored the only goal of the game, then had to go off injured. How badly injured is he?
Torn a muscle. He got it in the warm-up, actually. Thought he'd be okay, but unfortunately he's had to come off. But young Philip Neville's come on. He's only played twice in the first team and did very well.
How much are you going to look forward to tomorrow night, where you can sit back and relax, really, and watch Blackburn go through it, as it were?
Well, obviously Newcastle will be fighting for points. It's going to be a very difficult game for Blackburn this time of season, and for Newcastle it's going to be very tight. Not saying difficult, but I think maybe Newcastle can enjoy themselves, whereas Blackburn have got to win, you know.
How much extra pressure does that put on them, the fact that they have got to win, as you mentioned?
Well, we know what it was like 3 years ago. It's sometimes in that position you can't do a thing about it. Once the form goes, you become helpless.
All right. Well done today, Alex. Thank you very much. Well done.